So hello, my colleagues. So we previously talked about in chapter 22, real options, the value to weight on an option, and we kind of like equated it to a European call option, and we saw that the value of the call option to weight was worth 1.2 million, right? So this was the value of the call option. So this value exceeds the net present value of 1 million from opening the dealership. So we're better off waiting to invest, right? And the value of the contract is 1.2 million. So we were better off waiting, okay? So the question is, what's the advantage of waiting? If we wait, we will learn more about the likely success of the business, right? By observing the performance of the comparable firm. Because our investment in the dealership is not yet committed, we can cancel our plans if the popularity of electric cars declines. By opening the dealership today, we give up this option to walk away. And that's an important concept. Of course, there is a trade-off, right? And there's always a trade-off in everything. Of course, there's a trade-off. If we wait to invest, we give up the profits the dealership will generate the first year. Whether it is optimal to invest today will depend on the magnitude of those lost profits compared to the benefit of preserving our right to change our decision. To see this trade-off, suppose instead that the first year free cash flows of the dealership is going to be 700,000, so that the current value of the dealership is 7 million, using the 10 times multiplier, right, of the comparable or a similar calculation. In this case, the same analysis shows that the value of the call option would be 1.91 million. Because the value of opening the dealership today is 7 million minus 5 million, equal 2 million. In this case, it would not be optimal to wait, and we would open the dealership immediately. So you can see there's no right answer in this. It basically depends on the cash flows that you have to worry about, and in this case, depending on the free cash flow, the amount will make it smarter to either open it now or wait. All right, now there's a nice little article here. Why are there empty lots in build-up areas of big cities? So have you ever wondered why there are empty lots right next to multiple story buildings? After all, if it was optimal for the next door neighbor to build a multi-story building, why would someone choose to leave the lot empty? In many cases, the property taxes exceed the revenue generated by the empty lot. So by putting a revenue produced in building on the lot, the owner would turn a negative cash flow into positive cash flow. However, by building on the lot, the owner gives up the option to construct a different building in the future. If there is a large amount of uncertainty about the kind of building to put on the lot, and if this uncertainty might be resolved in the future, it might make sense to wait for additional information before breaking ground on the building. The value of waiting might exceed the net present value of building today. Notice a similar effect in the price of agricultural land that is close to big cities. Even though the land might produce the same agricultural revenue as similar land 100 miles away, the price of the land closer to the city is higher because the price reflects the possibility that the city might grow to the point that it becomes economical to put the land to non-agricultural use. That is, subdivided and build single-family housing. The option to one day use the land in this way is reflected in the current price of the land. All right, so plot 22.5 here, as you can see right here, plots the net present value of investing today and the value of waiting as we vary the expected first year free cash flows. So this shows you that of the dealership and thus its current operating value. As the figure makes clear, you should invest today and give up the option to wait only if the current value of the dealership exceeds $6.6 million, right? Thus, your optimal investment strategy is to invest today and only if the net present value of the investment opportunity exceeds $1.66 million, right? So the value of waiting, right? So here's the value of investing today, right? So You want to invest today only if the net present value of the investment opportunity exceeds 6.6 million minus 5 million is $1.66 million. So you can see in this graph, though, the red line donates the net present value of investing today. Okay. All right. So the yellow curve shows the value today of waiting 1 year. Okay. To make the decision, which is the value of the call option, and the black curve indicates the value of the contract, which gives us the option to invest today in 1 year or not at all. Okay. The optimal investment strategy is to invest today, right? Only if the value of the operating dealership exceeds 6.66 million, right? So you can see here, value of investing today. Basically, you're above here, so you're good, okay? So here's the value of investing today, which is the red. So you're past this point, so you have a higher value than if you wait, okay? So that example, it basically illustrates how the real option to wait affects the capital budgeting decision. So without the option of when to invest, it is optimal to invest as long as the net present value is greater than zero. But when you have the option of deciding when to invest, it is usually optimal to invest only when the net present value is substantially greater than zero. So this is real option theory, okay? And this is important, right? So to understand this result, think of the timing decision as a choice between two mutually exclusive projects. Invest today or wait. Faced with mutually exclusive choices, we should choose the project with the higher net present value. That is, we should invest today only if the net present value of investing today exceeds the value of the option of waiting. If we could always walk away from the project, the option of waiting will be positive, so the net present value of investing today might be even higher for us to choose not to wait. So they go on to say that an interesting aspect of the dealership investment opportunity is the value of the deal when the ongoing value of a dealership is less than 5 million. In this case, the net present value of opening a dealership is negative, so without the option to wait, the investment opportunity is worthless. But from figure 22.5, we can see that with the option to wait, the investment opportunity is clearly not worthless. Even if the current value of an electric car dealership is 4 million, which means the net present value is minus a million, the value of the opportunity is still worth about 248,000. That is, you would still be willing to pay up to 248,000 to sign the deal. Thus, given the option to wait, an investment that currently has negative net present value can have a positive value. And that's an interesting consideration, right? All right, so basically, there's these other factors that have their counterparts for real options too. All right, so I want to go with volatility. By delaying an investment here, and volatility and dividends are an important consideration, right? By delaying an investment, we can base our decision on additional information. The option to wait is most valuable when there is a great deal of uncertainty regarding what the value of the investment will be in the future. If there is little uncertainty, the benefit of waiting is diminished. And with regard to dividends, recall that absent dividends, it is not optimal to exercise a call option early. In the real option context, the dividends correspond to any value from the investment that we could give up by waiting. It is always better to wait unless there is a cost to doing so. The greater the cost, the less attractive the option to delay becomes. So there may be dividends involved with basically, given opening early or something that you may be giving up. Okay. All right. Now they have another example. There's another example here that they go through evaluating the decision to waste, and again they based it on they do a similar example with different numbers, and they base it again on a call option, on a European call option. And I don't want you to get too bogged down with this math, but they go through it. So, and again, they reach a conclusion that it's better to invest immediately and get a net present value of $1 million than to wait, in this example anyway. So, but again, this is the theory of real option pricing. All right, so I'll stop here and then we'll pick up here on the next episode. Alrighty, everybody, have a good one.